Hi Gabriela, how are you?
Good, and you, Arun?
So embryo is for how many days old?
The embryo transfer in the cross allow us to frozen to vitrification.
How do you see the female or women participating in this equestrian game sports?
The women are so integrated in the jumping horses. You will see high percentage of women. I don't know if you see the racing of camels. The camel go with one rider, electronic rider, in his back that is management by remote control.
So in camel also no men is involved in race.
No.
So it's purely only the animal and the electronic
Exactly.
human that sits back. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a new thing. I don't know that. And Gabriela, you're dealing with injections, supplementations, most of the GCC markets and all. So how do you see the regulations?
The regulations take us too much time to register the products, the permits. Really, this is something that always is very hard. I think Saudi is one of the most strict countries to register.
So what would be the top 3 countries that you want to say that is the future for the market of equine?
Emirates, Qatar have now amazing shows of Arabian horses.
Which countries would be more exporting these horse breeds?
GCC import too much horses,
Okay.
and polo horses from Argentina.
You see horse and camel as a separate industries or both together?
No, totally separate. It's totally different. The mentality too.
Camel milk is more valued in GCC markets compared to the cow milk.
Very, very low fats. This for the people that don't have tolerance to the lactose is perfect.
So for beauty purpose also you're saying like every year they come up with new breeds?
And breeding, okay? We are focused too much in the head.
Yeah.
And every time you go improving more the eyes, more like
The
this
mouth,
noise, very cute.
Is there any regulations for the breeders?
There you will have problem of regulation. You never will cross two complete brothers.
Horse riding is a bit dangerous, right? Okay.
This
doing
is
horse
one
riding.
attack of one horse.
Hi Gabriela, how are you?
Good, and you, Arun?
Doing great. First of all, thank you so much for accepting to participate in the podcast. So how should I introduce you? So you're from Argentina or Egypt or UAE or from India? So
I take in the best of each country.
Yeah.
I'm national born in Argentina
right.
from farm family for the side of my mother,
Mhm.
not from the side of my father, technologic.
Mhm.
But the life take me for these countries and taking the best of each culture, totally different to my culture. No, I'm Latin, but it's very interesting because our culture is very old, more old than my country,
Yeah.
and I take this rich part. That I feel is one privilege.
Yeah. The thing is that you stayed in Argentina like for 17 years or 18 years, then you stayed in India for 15 years, and then later part in Egypt, I think more than a decade. So that's why I'm saying from which part of the world of country I have to introduce you. So that's really fantastic. So as per my understanding and all, I know that you are very specialized in equine industry.
Yes.
And you are having very good base in Argentina as well as in GCC countries, North Africa. Like you have established your brand very well there. So, and you are also into breeding. You do the horse breeding in Egypt as well. So, I just want to understand. You have gone through different markets and all, and how do you see this equine healthcare as well as horse breeding differ? How it differs in each country? Like any new advancements or in terms of technology or in terms of practices, what is your view on that?
Okay, each country have total different approach to the equine. No, first of all, for example, Argentina is full in polo horses. Okay, very little in race. We can't compare with Emirates. Okay, but no in Arabians. We go to Egypt now. Egypt is, for me, the best country if you want to breed the straight Egyptian Arab horse, okay? Because In the Arabs horse, no all are the same. We have the pure Arabs and the straight Egyptian. The straight Egyptian is Arab horse, but it's very little portion, more difficult to breed because we have less lines of blood. This pushes us to do too much inbreeding, and in this you need to care too much to close and to open, because when you're inbreeding, you will put stronger the good things, but the bad things too.
Right.
It's one play, we can say, very difficult. And we have, for example, GCC do more focus in camels.
Right.
Okay,
right.
but have, of course, one market of equine. But for my experience in GCC, I see too much in the issue of jumping horses, Arabian horses for beauty. But in the polo, we can say you can compare with Argentina. Okay, it's importing too much horses from Argentina because Argentina is one big exporter of polo horses.
Right.
Okay. Polo horses and clones of polo horses, because Argentina do clones of
right.
horses and very succeed in the clone of horses.
So polo and thoroughbred is for racing.
And in GCC you have many for jump too. A championship for jumping horses.
Jumping.
Yeah, that in Arabic we say fruseya.
Okay.
This is like the market of equine. Okay. And Argentina is more, from my point of view, more focused in the breeding. Because of that, we have too much industry of embryo transfer.
Right. So that's more advanced. Argentina is more advanced compared to the other countries. Argentina and Brazil, right?
In the issue of breeding, for example, we don't have strong horses in jumping. It's more GCC. Okay, Emirates. Emirates win many big prizes in jumping horses, but in polo, Argentina is the best. Argentina is Argentina. In racing, no, we know are strong. We have one big champion that is the Pellegrini. Okay, but of course you can't compare with the World Cup in Dubai. Okay, that is in Maidan, or the Kentucky and this kind of race that we are speaking about other target, other level.
Right.
But polo is Argentina.
I think thoroughbred is from USA.
Sorry?
Thoroughbred for racing horses.
Yeah.
From USA, I think.
USA too.
Right. And you are having your own breeding farm in Egypt, right?
Yeah, and I started to breed in Egypt 15 years ago, straight Egyptian.
So what is your personal experience and why you have chosen to do that work in Egypt?
I love the polo horses, but the Arabian horses is absolutely different. We say entering the group of the hot blood is, we can say, more sauvage, no? You of course can be friendly and all, but when you take one Arabian horse, pure, and you ride in the desert, it's like other experience, absolutely different, the energy and all.
Right.
And in one moment, Egypt was the first to do the stud book of the Arabian horses, to register the horses with the pedigrees, and was the big exporter of the main blood. For example, the straight Egyptian that are in US, okay, his father and father or grandfather and grandfather is from Egypt.
Yes.
The
horse.
Yeah, the main blood is from Egypt, because this Egypt is very important. Is okay, maybe after that US do better cross and better horses have now, but from where is the main blood?
So
from Egypt.
In the past it's from the Egypt.
Exactly.
For which all breeds?
Arabian. Arabian straight Egyptians are main blood from Egypt. Okay. After that, this distributes and start to do different cross or continue with the straight Egyptian born in US, for example. My stallion born in US, but his grandfather is Egyptian.
Right.
You understand? Right. After, you will improve the big difference to do clones or to do embryos. For example, clone is copy paste. You will have one copy of what you have. You will not improve. Okay?
Right.
But the embryo transfer, in what help us? You have one stallion, and you know one horse have limit life, and maybe it's all, and his semen start to lose the quality too.
Right.
With the embryo transfer, you can, first of all, you can take from one female many babies in one season. If she is pregnant, will give you one only, 11 months, okay? The embryo transfer allow you have more possibilities in the cross, okay?
Right.
Allow us to frozen to, or vitrification for speak good, the embryo, and we keep for later, okay? For don't lose.
Just a minute for the people's understanding, because you're talking direct technical. So embryo is how many days old? The embryo?
Okay, I will explain you, sorry. The process of the embryo and the clone.
Artificial insemination is totally different. You're talking about taking an infant or embryo from the equine and you're freezing it, right? That's what you're talking about.
Exactly.
So how many days old and how long it can be preserved and how it is given to the other equine? You can give
I will give you,
idea.
yes.
Little bit, yeah.
The insemination we can do. You can have the cover natural, okay? Like it's in soro breed that is not allowed to do artificial insemination. The insemination you can do with fresh semen or frozen semen.
Correct.
You inseminate in the female that you want she be pregnant. And in this moment we have two options. Or she continue pregnant, okay, the 11 months and bring the baby, or we do embryo transfer. Why the name embryo transfer? Because we take the embryo. Why embryo? Because after we inseminate, from 6 to 9 days, you can flush in the uterus. We put liquid because the embryo is like floating in this moment.
Yes.
And we take out. We prepare other female. We can say less quality. Okay, because from we will pregnant the top quality, top quality for Arabian horses, of top quality for polo. Okay.
Yeah.
And we will put in one normal female. This embryo, she was synchronized, okay, with artificial hormones, and she will carry this baby.
Right.
What happened with this female good? I can do the process again and again and again and again.
You can produce high quality equines.
And I can try many cross, okay, that if I do natural, suppose I have 5 males that I want to try with this female. I will need 5 years.
Correct.
Like this, I can do these tries to see what give me what is the
through
best.
Natural process.
Exactly. In 1 year. In one season, I can take 5 embryos for one female without any
through
problem.
This artificial process.
Exactly. This the name is embryo transfer. The embryo transfer help us like breeders in this. The cloning in what help us? The cloning don't improve you the quality, but if I have one stallion that already his period will finish, if I cloning him, I will continue have semen from the same DNA, we can say, okay?
Right.
And continue breeding, and I didn't lose this line because he finished his life.
Correct.
Or I can frozen semen too. This is the ways to can keep the line of blood.
So how many you can do in that way, the embryo transfer for an equine in its lifetime? Like
you can do the time that you want, because you will inseminate, and sometimes we get when we push to over ovulation, we can in one flushing we can take 2 or 3 embryos. It's not very frequent, but happened, and you can put no one baby in other. 2 or 3.
Okay, 2 or 3 can also be done in a single shot.
Yeah, sometimes happen.
No, it happens by chance, or you can do by yourself. Like
we can push with medicines to over ovulation, but this depends of God too. How many you will have, and when you do insemination in one horse, for example, and be 2 pregnant, 2 babies, In general, this we don't keep like this because it's danger. One horse can carry healthy and with good develop only one.
Right.
But because you are doing embryo transfer, you will take and you will put in two. You understand? In two females different.
Right.
These have other things too that now we go to the legal issues. No, for example, have countries like Emirates, you can do the quantities that you want for registration.
Right.
Egypt, no. Egypt allow you 2 per year. No problem if this female you can do 7 per year. No, it's not allowed.
But as
only
per the
2.
regulation, only 2.
Only 2. The others will not have paper. If you do, you can register.
Understood.
Okay.
Understood.
This after that we have one part that is the clinic part. The other part is the regulation part that depend of the country. Okay.
Right. And this technology's origin is from?
I think starting US. Because this is from long time embryo transfer. But Argentine, because in the polo horses, for example, in Soro breed is not allowed. Okay, but in polo horses, we use too much, really too much. Argentine, for me, is that have the best quality in the veterinary procedures, okay, and the professionals in reproduction are really very high quality, and Brazil are the two countries.
Argentina and Brazil. And
Yeah.
right now it is available in GCC markets also. Wherever the equine is famous, there the technology is.
Yeah, but always the veterinaries are from Argentina or Brazil.
Okay.
Little from Central America, but all the studs that, or companies, because many are companies that try to do embryo transfer, look for in Argentina and Brazil.
Fantastic. And Gabriela, you have horses and you have the experience of riding horses and you're in the market. How do you see the female or women participating in this equestrian game sports? And in all these Middle Eastern or wherever the equine markets are booming, how do you see the women role?
Okay, we have two parts, we can say. In the sports, I feel till in the Muslim countries like GCC, no? The women are so integrated in the jumping horses. You will see high percentage of women. In the endurance too. Of course, in endurance have more men than women, but you will find in the Arabian horses, for example, in the show of the beauty, you will not see each horse enter with one handle. I can tell you 95% is man. Because the Arabian horse are very strong, with reactions very fast. One kick of one Arabian horse you will not see, you will feel directly.
Right. They are so fast.
Because are hot blood.
Right.
Are not very easy to management in the floor. Maybe it's more easy to ride than to management in the floor. One stallion. Okay? In this, I don't feel the women are so integrated. You have many breeders women in Egypt,
right,
but no handlers. This woman with his stud will have one employee or one handler, one professional to enter her horses in the show. Okay? In this is one part. Now we go to the part of the other business like medicines and traders and distributors. Zero.
Entrepreneurs.
Zero women.
Oh.
It's one territory of men.
Okay.
I don't know any woman in the trading of medicines, in the commercial or distributors. My experience, all my distributors are men.
Right.
All my distributors are men.
Okay.
It's one territory of men. More if we speak about camels, for example. Now I move you to the territory of camels. No women.
Right.
Like this.
So in racing or in sports, men will be doing the horse racing, right? So for females also there'll be separate like for that. But I've seen horse jumping also, some females doing.
Yeah. In the jumping you have many females. Yeah. Many riders, females.
Mainly the riders there.
In the jumping. Okay. In endurance too. The categories is not for who ride, it's for the horses. Okay.
So in a race, female and male both can participate.
Yeah, of course.
So it's not like there's no gender difference there.
No,
It's totally
no
based on a
problem.
horse.
Yeah, no
Jockey
problem.
can be anybody.
Yeah, no problem. But in camels, no.
Okay.
You will see if you go to one race of camels, all are man. Anyways, no one ride the camel. I don't know if you see the racing of camels, the camel go with one rider, electronic rider. Okay, in his back that is management by remote control. Okay. Because in the old time was kids riding for the weight, and this is not more allowed for the accidents. Okay. But anyway, the owners of the farm of camels and the management and the trainers, because the camels training every day, 2 times per day, in the morning and in the afternoon, all mans. You will not see one trainer of camels woman.
So in camel horsing, no men is involved in race.
No.
So it's purely only the animal and the electronic human that sits back. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a new thing. I don't know that.
Yeah. This is from years now.
Okay. Because the weight can't be bared by the camel. That's the main reason.
No, okay, because try to put the most light person possible and was use kids in one moment.
So it's not safe.
Yeah, it's not safe and it's not allowed because are minors. Okay, and was very dangerous.
Right.
Because the camels want run, are fast.
Right. And Gabriela, you're dealing with injections, supplementations, medicines for equine, camel in most of the GCC markets and all, even in African markets. So how do you see the regulations in each country and the demand? Where in which country the demand is growing more and more, and why?
Okay, I divide the medicines in 2 groups, we can say, no? More far that we have injectables and we have powders and we have paste. But we have like group for treatment and group for high performance, okay? No, I feel, for example, India is very focused in the treatment because India is big breeders of milk, cow for milks, and is the focus, the mentality is breed. For me, GCC, okay, we have Saudi that is a special case because are high producer of milk. Okay, we can consider like treatment and breeders, but GCC is very focused in the high performance. Right. Why? Race camel, race horses, jumping competition, beauty competition, all is competitive. Because of that, the medicines, the same API, you can use for treatment or you can use for high performance.
Right.
This give you one demand of totally different products. Okay, this is the demand. And this is not because I say, have many studies that say we like laboratories, we know are enough for can supply all the demand that have African GCC. All the labs that have today say it's not enough. But what stop us to improve the production or have more production? The regulations. The regulations take us too much time to register the products, the permits. Really, this is something that always is very hard. I think Saudi is one of the most strict countries to register.
Comparatively with other GCC markets.
Yes, because you produce with GMP, but where start the GMP? In your place? No. The GMP start in the API. When you buy the API, start to the registration of the final product start with the papers of the API.
Raw materials,
Raw materials. And APIs are from India, APIs are from China. And there start big complications because one product can have 10 APIs.
Correct.
With excipientes and all, really is a long track till you finish to register in some countries. Other countries continue with some permits for you enter, but my point of view for all the years that I crossing, all will finish with hard registrations because I'm agreeing one point, because this make good selection of laboratories, good quality of medicines that you are giving, okay? Because not all the medicines is for sport. Some medicines you finish eating because for production milk.
Correct.
The medicines crossing the milk and you finish in your house. In this point of issues, really, I'm not happy, but I'm agree. I suffer the registration, but I'm agree because it's caring about the human health, no?
Yeah. How much is the charge for the registration? But I think in Saudi we have to export the injections or any medicine
Very
product we have
different.
to
Yeah, very
register the
different.
plant there.
Yeah, very different one country to the other, and the type of medicine, but it's expensive.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
remember
cheap.
you're saying like $60,000 or something for the plant registration.
Because the Saudi have one special case that travel to the country, and the lab that will be inspection need to afford more or less $60,000. They spend the inspection.
For the inspection, right? And how about you have good experience in North Africa. So how is the demand like now? Which countries the demand is growing more for these equine?
Okay, North of Africa, for me, really is the real volume of demand.
Okay.
And I think the future is in Africa. Okay, now the consume now is in GCC, but because the political problems in Africa, but we have countries like Sudan, like Egypt, that the quantity that use per each product you can compare with Middle East. Africa, the volumes is really high.
So they consume more in
Yeah,
Africa?
yeah.
Why? Because as per my knowledge, in GCC and these markets, they have the racing games, beauty contests that very regularly happens. In North Africa also that is there.
No, don't have the part of the sport, but have the part of the
Breeding.
Breeding is very high.
So they breed and export?
Yeah, very, very quantity of breeding. And see, for example, Egypt, I telling you, 12 years ago only, we was have like 600 studs, farms of Arabian horses. Okay? Now have more than 3 times. You understand?
Okay.
for you understand how it's doing like this. Okay, and this is not consumed because Egypt don't consume meat of horses, but it's only for breed horses.
Right.
Okay, and in 12 years, 3 times the quantity of farms multiply for the quantity of horses that have each farm is
right.
One grow amazing.
So what would be the top 3 countries that you want to say that's the future for the market of equine? Just as per your knowledge.
Equine about
horses.
Yeah, but about Arabians or race
Altogether.
Okay, GCC always will be Emirates, Qatar have now amazing shows of Arabian horses that this make big attraction. Okay, big attraction. You have very big studs, very big studs. This is one market that already is running, but I think if Egypt start to be good in the regulations, because now have some sanctions or different problem for exportation. Okay, you can't export horses directly from Egypt to GCC. You need to go to Frankfurt, and from Frankfurt to GCC or to where you want.
Why so?
Was some problems with the papers of the horse and with the blood test.
Analysis. Okay, they do some analysis.
These things made the cost very high. But if that in one moment Egypt will solution, Egypt is one big exporter of horses.
Right.
And it's very good business. In the moment that I start to breed, we can export directly, and really was fantastic. was fantastic.
Which countries would be more importing these horse breeds? Like, is it USA or which countries are like more?
GCC import too much horses.
Okay, whatever the breeds that they produce in Egypt, most of them they are imported by the GCC only.
Yeah, and polo horses from Argentina. Argentina export too much polo horses because the polo now, the Arabs start to love the polo. In Emirates, you have many clubs of polo horses, but big clubs. Raptor, Gaptor, all are very, very big clubs. The Palm Desert, other that all have champions of polo. Right. And all these horses come from Argentina.
So polo horses are only from Argentina or any other countries also doing?
The main is from Argentina.
Main. Okay.
Yeah.
People prefer from Argentina.
Yeah.
Mainly.
Yeah. And the breed, the line of Polo Argentino, born in Argentina, is one breed that create the Argentinians.
Fantastic. And in our discussions, you mentioned that camel horsing is more famous compared to equine horsing in GCC.
Yeah.
Right? And how do you see these two different traditions in equine industry, and how does it impact the business?
Okay, first of all, now we will enter a little in religion. Now, for the Arabs, the camels is question because religion, tradition, culture is all don't have one limit very, very clear. Camels is heritage of the Arab people, okay? And in the horses, you will see many foreigners, till veterinaries, foreigners, you will see in the horses many. Camels is a very close circle, very close. It's like, I say, the proud of the Arabs. The Arabs love the Arab horses, okay? But the jumping horses for the Arabs is okay. Emirates have an amazing team of jumping.
What is a champagne?
Jump horses.
Jump horses.
Yes.
Okay, jump horses. Okay.
But this is not his main, no? The Arabs is Arab horses and camels.
Okay.
And camels, the quantity of camels and the racing of camels, you have more racing of camels than of horses. But quantity, if we speak about Saudi Emirates, Qatar, the quantity of champions that have these racings, I don't know, but because some weekends you are seeing racing in Abu Dhabi, in Qatar, in Dubai, all in one weekend.
Okay, the camel.
Yeah, and the season starts more or less in October, see, and we are in March and in Ramadan, and the season didn't finish yet. The camels, maybe we have 1 month more. See, it's one long period of the year that the people are raising his camels, and all the year are training his camels. It's one big industry.
Right.
Very big.
Right. So the growth of the camel industry is also huge. So how do you see, since you're in the equine industry, you see horse and camel as a separate industries or both together?
No, totally separate.
Totally separate.
Totally separate. Totally separate. It's totally different. The mentality to how breed camels and the structure that you need for breed camel is very basic. For you breed horses more with these temperatures, you need big structure. Because in some months we suffer 48, 50. That for one camel is nothing.
Okay.
That's
not at all a problem.
One horse can dead if don't have his box with AC or one baby. The horses are very sensitive. You need big structure and the expenses are more high than if you breed camels.
Right.
Completely different.
And I've heard from you and even some other professionals in equine industry saying that the camel milk is more valued in GCC markets compared to the cow milk, and it is part of the Arab culture as well. So can you throw some light on that?
Yeah, the Arabs, before the petrol we are speaking now, what was his base nutrition? Dates and milk. Till Sheikh Said was like this. The milk of camels is very particular because it's very, very low fats, very, very low fats, zero lactosa. This for the people that don't have tolerance to the lactosa is
It
perfect.
is safe for them. They can
can drink directly.
They can drink milk,
and now have something more. The countries that have milk of camel not only sell you the now commercial in supermarkets the milk of the camel, like you buy to milk of cow in bottles, in package, like you wish you have. We start to have products like cheese, like yogurts of camels, many products, and now the industry of the beauty, like start to use the milk of the donkey, start to have soup of camel with milk of camel. Many products from the camels. Because of that, you have many farms for milk of camels. Like here, milk of cows is one industry that very important now. Start to do so in the market. And of course, this industry needs medicines that we will need to develop special because are not the same for the cow.
Right.
Because camels, sometimes we compare with horses, but camels is ruminants. Horses
like
is not ruminants.
Correct.
It's more near to the cow than to the horse. But in the sport, it's more near to the horse.
Correct.
Because the cow no sport. But in the breeding, you see, is one animal very particular. And me, in South America, we don't have camels, but we have camelidos like guanaco, vicuña. Is from the same family, but small.
No, these are the breeds in camel?
No, are different species, but from the same group, we can say, okay? Guanaco, vicuña, llama.
Llama.
It's not the same breed. It's different species, but from the same group.
In terms of physiology and all, they're like similar.
Exactly. And in the issue of reproduction too. But the camel we use for sport, and all this other group you can't use for sport. You understand? Because are not very domestic like the camel. The camel, when you start to have contact with the camel, I was surprised how sensitive are. The relation that you can do is same relation or more close than the relation that you do with one horse. Is you will surprise how sensitive are the camels.
No, sensitive in the terms of?
Of connection with the human. Of connection with the person that care.
They're more emotionally connected than horses.
You're saying that? Or in the same level, but not like the cow. You see, the cow, we don't have this connection very close like when you have with one horse.
That's actually, that story is other way around in India.
India is special.
People are so emotionally connected with cows, and even cows also, there's a thing like, if in the village, a farmer has a herd of cows and all, and if the owner of that cow dies, the cow will shed tears. So such a deep level of connection is there in India with cows.
Because
I think camels are treated in that way in Arabs.
Because the cow in Argentina we use for the meat. This is one big difference. You don't enter in this relation. Feedlot, for example, is one way to breed cows that you will slaughter the cow very young. Because of that, we don't have this emotion connection with the cow. For us, it's like chicken, we can say. Here, you don't consume the meat of the cow. You consume the milk. See, this is fantastic, really. How depend, how treat, or which is the function of the animal will be your relation with the animal.
True.
It's incredible because for us, me, I'm vegetarian, but Argentine we eat meat of cow like normal, like you chicken.
Yes.
You understand? Because of that, our point of view with the cow is not very close like the Indians.
Correct.
This is the things that never I finish to surprise when you jump from one culture to the other. and it's one flight of 3 hours from, for example, India to Emirates.
Yes.
And you see the
different cultures. Yeah.
totally different. It's fantastic.
Yeah. And one more interesting thing, you have mentioned that the equine products manufacturing or equine industry is more focused in Argentina. It might be breeding or manufacturing of different equine products. Argentina is one of the country famous for that. And you mentioned that even horse meat consumption is there in different countries, in some of the countries. But in Argentina, it is not allowed to consume, but you slaughter the horse and you export that meat to the other country. So what is that? Why is that regulation is there in Argentina?
In Argentina, before was allowed the consume of meat of horses.
Okay.
This is progress thanks to the groups of the rights of the animals. Okay. Now, for what I understand, is not allowed the consume but continue export. Okay. And this have some politics problems too. Was stolen from some farms in the moment that Argentina was not so stable. Right. Now start to put in the track again. This is nice. But many countries consume meat of horses. This is known in Europe too. But now Argentina stop of this.
Europe also?
Yeah, have some countries that is allowed. Because of that, someone was sell. No one sells something that the other don't consume. Always I say this.
Right.
And Argentina is very known in the veterinary medicines equine for the long history that we have breeding. The horses in the beginning in Argentina, my country is, we say in Spanish, agrícola ganadero. Agrícola is agriculture, okay? And ganadero to produce meat, okay? But in the agriculture, for do the agriculture, my grandfather was farm in Varadero. It's one city very known for the agriculture in Argentina. And before come the technologic, okay, of the trucks and all this, we was removing the land for put the seeds with something, one iron that the name is arado in Spanish, and who was put this in his back? The horse. We was working the land with the horse, like here you work with the buffaloes. Okay. The horse for us is...
For the work purpose, for the agriculture.
Exactly. Yeah. Before the sport and all this, we was using the horses. We have our horse, typical horse of Argentina. The name is Criollo. Will not have the body of the polo. No, it's one horse very strong. Why? Was for the work.
Right.
Really this horse, the breed, because how is the evolution of one breed? Depend of the function that you want. Now the Arab horses in the past was not so beauty the face like now.
Right.
Okay, because the people was used for the war. Okay, was Arab, but was have one function. Now the Arab horse, we don't do nothing. It's only beauty. Okay,
right.
Or maybe some lines is for endurance. But the horse of beauty every time are more beauty because the cross is for be more beauty. The horse of race every time are more fast because the function you continue cross for more fast.
To increase the capability of running more endurance and all. So for beauty purpose also you're saying like every year they come up with new breeds, or the same breed they just try to modify the looks and all?
The same breed, because we are doing breeding, okay? We are focused too much in the head.
Yeah.
And every time you go improving more the eyes, more like
the
this
mouth,
noise, very cute. How you are right to this with the cross and the cross and the cross. That sometimes I not totally agree because you don't care about the structure. Sometimes we have amazing heads.
Yeah.
But this head is not supporting, okay? You start to have problems in the back or in the legs. And this, we don't need to lose the focus in this because this is the base of the building.
Right.
If the building I put very nice door and very nice window, but the base start to shake, This is the very difficult balance when you are breeder.
Right.
Very difficult balance.
So that this kind of experiments are done by who? Like the individual breeding companies, or is there a specific?
All the breeders know and have his plan of breeding. Okay, his plan of breeding. With this plan of breeding, you start to do your own line, and you will go to try to remove the things that are not good, and to put more emphasis in what you have good. How you do this? For example, you have one horse that don't have good back. You will cross with one female but have all the rest good.
Yes.
You will not eliminate. You will try to, for example, do one baby with one female that give you good back. And after that, this baby you will cross with other that bring good back. And in this moment, you will correct this defect in many generations.
It will be like a progressive improvement, but all of a sudden you won't get the thing that you're looking for.
Exactly. It's like one not finish, because sometimes you start to improve the back, but this improve the back give you not very beautiful face. And you understand? It's one play. And another things. If I cross, you are same to your brother. But same family, same father, same mother. No, every cross give you the same. You can cross the same stallion with the same mare many times and will give you different things, because depend which chromosome was connected.
Correct.
This is the...
Is there any regulations for the breeders, like when they do the experiments of breeding with different breeds and all? So is there any specific regulation for that, or it's like their wish, like they can do as per their wish?
We don't need approve for cross who with who. Okay, the cross is free. But for example, we know already things that can give you genetic problems to close too much in one pedigree, we say in the front. You can cross same grandfathers, two animals that have same grandfathers, okay, or only half brother, but you never will cross two complete brothers.
Completely different. You shouldn't. Like thoroughbred and Arabian cross.
No. This you can cross, but there you will have problem of regulation. For example, if I take one Arabian with papers and I cross with one thoroughbred, this will not be thoroughbred and will not be Arabian. No one will not have paper of the two sides.
Right.
Always you breed in the same kind of horses. Polo, Arabians. But in the Arabians, you can do embreeding to close. Embreeding is when you close, when you cross two cousins, we can say. But you need to know to do, this is the year, so it's year of breed, till where you will be close. You never will close two full brothers, for example, because this is very dangerous. Till in the humans, you understand?
Yeah, understood. And so out of context, apart from equine, you have mentioned an interesting thing, deer farming. Actually, I'm not aware that deer farming is also there in other countries. So can you throw some light on that?
Okay, Argentina is high consumer of deers. We say gazellas, or the Arabs too consume the meat of deers.
So they do the commercial farming.
Yeah.
So how do they maintain that? Like sheep and goat only? Like they maintain the fence?
Yeah. But the defense are very tall, because jump very tall.
They can jump.
And two, you have places for hunting in Argentina, and of course in South Africa you have are different kind of deers. Okay, for example, in Qatar you have the oryx. I don't know if in GCC is allowed to hunting, but in Argentina is allowed.
Okay.
You have places specifics, but too in the south of Argentina it's very normal. You go to one restaurant, you have we say asado, barbecue of deers. Okay. It's very normal.
In Argentina?
Yeah.
So in which all countries is there deer farming?
I know have Argentina, Egypt have farm of deers too.
Okay.
In Emirates I see many, but I don't know if consume, if allow hunting, but consume, of course, consume. Many countries.
Like hunting is for the wild deers, right? Wild, which stay in the forest.
Yeah. We have one place that is Bariloche. for example, that you have, not all the places is allowed to hunting, but you have a specific place that you pay your quota and you can hunt it.
Okay. So how is the industry like? Is it big? And even in that industry also people use different kind of medicines, supplements for growth purpose. And how is the maintenance and how long they do that farming? Do you have any idea on that?
No, in the data I'm not in deep, but the things that I can tell you, the consume of veterinary medicines in South America is very big because the quantity of laboratories that we have in South America is huge. Very, very big.
What is the number?
In Argentina, we have more than 10,000, for example,
10,000
registered.
Research companies and
laboratories that are manufacturers.
Manufacturing companies.
Yeah, not all have research departments, but we have many.
All the common regular products that they use in equine, every company they manufacture.
Yeah.
11,000, 10,000 or 11,000?
Yeah, it's more than 10,000. I don't know if already are right to 11,000, but are registered more than 10,000. Not all do biologic, for example.
Probably all companies might be exporting companies only. Most of them.
But no, many export. See, I'm telling you something for you understand South America. I can telling you, I don't know the percentage, but many export to South America. Okay, we speak from Mexico down because the regulation of US is very difficult, but Mexico to down. But recently, I can telling you from 10 years, these companies start to see Arab countries. Before, Argentina and Brazil was not export to Arab countries. This is something relative new, we can say.
So now they are more focused on the GCC markets.
Yeah.
Right. And within your country, is there such level of consumption for the products?
Yeah.
Huge.
Because we have too much farming. In the south, we breed too much lamb, okay? Cow in all Argentina, too much, okay? Brazil is the big producer of chicken, big producer of chicken. Argentina, no. Chicken, we know are potential. And Brazil, too much cows too. And we have, for example, Uruguay do some breed of lamb organic that only eat organic food and these kind of things, but medicines must to take, of course.
Right. Fantastic. So, for example, you have an exposure in equine, camels, main these industries. Now you are exploring the other species also in poultry and all. You're having more than 3 decades of experience. You've been in this industry. So, what is the biggest innovations that you have thought? Yeah, it's really a fantastic innovation they have developed in equine or in camel. What has amazed you in these 3 decades? Anything like from the starting and right now, the technology advancements or the practices that used to be before and right now, you have seen a lot of differences, right?
Well, so the reproduction.
The people, all of them, they know what is the current status, but the people, they doesn't know how they used to do 2 decades back or 3 decades back. So what is that major trend difference that you have seen?
Reproduction, for example, when in Argentina already reproduction of embryo transfer was normal for us, Egypt recently started, for example.
How long back?
Egypt started to do embryos and to import veterinaries to do embryos 15 years ago. Like something very new. And we were surprised because for us it was something very normal. And the same will happen with the cloning. Cloning Argentina do from long time. And the GCC countries recently now start to do in equine. These things really is that you see more the change clear. But anyways, I see one big change in supplements. Before come the problem, for example, before to the joint no one care. Now you will have very big options to prevent problems of joints. For example, one thing that I noticed, These things, I think the people start to care before appear the problem, like to prevent.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
These things, I feel, is the big change.
Fantastic. And Gabriele, you're active in many countries. You are doing businesses and you travel a lot. You have gone through different cultures and all. So when you have started your business in different countries, what are the key challenges that mainly you faced? It might be in different regions. Can you share some challenges, the majorly that you have faced?
The big challenge for me is for you enter, you need to understand me, or me, I try to understand which is the necessity of this specific place. Because not all the places have the same necessities.
Right.
Why? For example, as we speak about horses, in Egypt we can give green, that we say barsin, okay? It's like green fresh. In Emirates, the horses very little eat this.
Okay.
All is dry. Because of that, the problems that we will face in Emirates of digestion or constipation or many of these things, you will not face in Egypt. Because you have too much fiber in Egypt. Okay? Because of that, for me, it's very, very important to don't lose the contact with the real farm, with the real breed, with the real person that will telling you can't be sitting in the lab in your desk with your computer designing products. It's good, but this product will not solution the problems of this sector that you want to enter if you don't understand first what you need. For me, this is the key to can penetrate one market. But this take you time because you need to go to interact with the people,
you have to talk to the people,
to understand what happened, what happened with where is the problems or the necessities of your farm.
Right.
For me, this is the sometimes this bridge is broke and the lab start to do products that really the market don't need.
Okay. Right. And many companies who are in animal health industry specifically, the people they tend to focus on the commercial farming. So if you say like poultry is one of the growing market in every country almost. So companies focus on that, aquaculture, even cow dairy milk, that's like never ending consumption. So they more focus on that, but the people, most of the companies, they tend to neglect this equine market because the nutrition of the formula designing for the equine, it should be done by an equine nutritionist, right? So in that way, and even the formulation and the requirement for the equine is not so much well versed with many companies. So if they want to enter into this industry and to build a long term trust oriented successful business, what is the advice you give for them?
This part of the market, the labs are not interesting because the volume, when you compare with chicken, with cow, you say, why? If for develop one product for one cow and after I will sell tons and to this I will sell kilos. No? This is the things that make, and many labs start to close his line of equine and put more emphasis in other lines. This already is happening in Argentina. In general, it happens something very interesting. The labs, the labs in Argentina, not all have equine line. All have livestock line, but no equine line. In this, you are absolutely correct. In general, the labs that have equine lines, the owner of the lab or the grandfather or grand-grandfather was breeder of horses.
Right. Some of they are connected with the industry.
Don't come for the commercial way. Come for the passion, for the experience to have horses. I don't know many labs that have equine line without have horses. But I know many labs that are not breeding of chicken and have product of chicken.
Yeah.
Because the numbers close you. This is very obvious. And I think for you have one good line of equine line, you need to have horses.
Okay. And you also mentioned that you have your own horses and you do riding pretty often whenever you're in Egypt, in the deserts and all. So how that experience of personally involving with horse riding and all and help you to connect with your clients better? What made you to understand better to connect with your clients?
First, the experience for me is priceless when you ride the horse now in one club in his envelope, in the desert, in his freedom, the experience, the energy, and the things that give you more experience because you have two kind of riders.
Yeah.
Always I say in polo, in jump competition, in all. The person that come, go over the horse, do his championship or his ride and give to the groomer. This is one time that I don't say is good or is bad. And you have the other, I'm in this other group that come in the morning, brush his horse, see how is his fees, because you will know his stomach situation and all about his fees. You will see if he eat totally or don't eat, or you can understand till the expression of the horse. Okay? And you give douche, and you prepare your horse, and you go to ride, and you come back, and it's not that I don't have assistant, of course, but this, not to do every day, but time by time, make many knowledge about from the skin to all. And to sharing this experience with other breeders, you start to solution many problems. You know, the horses are very sensitive in the stomach. Issue of ulcers, because we take one horse that always walk 16, 20 kilos per day looking for his food. We put in one place 4x4 or 4x3, and we put out 2 hours in one paddock and again inside. Of course, we create many problems to the horses. We are the guilty. Okay, you need to help because this is the way to breed. Okay? More in these hot countries that in Argentina you have sometimes farms, many irats or hectares, and all are free. But in GCC we breed in boxes. Many medicines we start to create for solution the problems that we create. This, to be close in this, help you in these issues, how to give the food, how to prevent ulcers. Many horses have ulcers. It's very common, this. The close contacts, you start to understand all these problems. It's very important.
And horse riding is a bit dangerous, right?
I will tell you something for you understand how the companies made the target. If you take one insurance of life, will not cover you horse accidents in race of car and in riding of horses. It's not covered.
It's not covered. Okay.
For you understand how consider this a sport.
Yeah. In your personal experience, did you face any such situation while horse riding? Okay.
This is one attack of one horse.
Okay. While riding or how
no, in the floor, one horse that I don't understand his history. The horse never are the guilty.
Okay.
One horse have bad reactions for his bad history in the treat. In the treat of the groomer, in the treat of the last owner. This was my first horse that I buy. Okay. I go to put the halter and he understand I go to sleep. This horse was, the old owner was slept too much. He was not the guilty. I was new.
Right.
Not enough fast. And I didn't know the history of this horse. You understand? The horses, and this is my belief, never like the humans. We born good because we are creation of God. Our experience make us aggressive or kind or sweet after we have our election, like humans. But the horse, if every time that someone go near slept, when you go near, what he will expect?
The same aggressive,
These are the accidents with the horse. And of course, sometimes we have one object. Suppose you have days that you want to go to the gym and days no. The horse too have days that he want to race and days no. But we are pushing.
Right. So now we are able to control that horse.
Huh?
That horse which has attacked you. Now it is with you.
No, he already passed away. But I keep he, and I learn with he, and I learn to management, and he learn I will not do nothing bad for he.
Okay.
You can recover bad behaviors too, but this takes you too much time.
Yeah.
Till my stallion now, no one want to ride he because he was aggressive. Me, I can ride without rings. But take me like 3 years to arrive to this point.
Okay.
It's one work. And the horse have big memory. Memory. The camels too,
So once it is trained and it becomes your pet or something, like it becomes you when you develop the relation with the horse and all. So it will never becomes aggressive towards you.
No, in general, no.
In general, no.
It's like one dog.
It will be emotionally connected with you.
Yeah, it's like one dog, 500 kilos. My horse is and was very aggressive. I can catch him from the tail, being his back. That one kick can kill me.
Yeah.
He never
do that.
Never.
Okay.
No. You are right to one connection, but the problem in some sport, for example, you buy one horse that jump 1 meter. This happened too much, and after that you want one horse that jump meter 20. You sell this, you buy other, and the horse suffer in motion.
True.
Each change of owner suffer. Right. The same happening with the camels. The camels, we have many auctions of camels that sell and buy, but of course, you create one relation.
Right. So thank you, Gabriela. You have given really a wonderful knowledge to us about the equine industry and all, and in different parts of the world. So one last question: you have seen our manufacturing units, you have seen our facility, and you have spoke to our technical team, the manufacturing expertise team, and all. Just few words, what you feel about PVS, and you can share your opinion. Yeah.
Really, I have many years in India. India is very big, too many companies. Have many companies big too, difficult to arrive to the goods. And my experience from the beginning with PVS are so professional. Really, I'm very hard in my expectation, but cover and more totally all my expectations. And something very important, more far than my expectation, I feel the team that you have working, you arrive to do people that enjoy his work. That this is not easy. I feel all in your company have passion for what is doing, and really, I think have, and I believe have a very, very, very high quality, and of course you already export to many countries, and I feel you will not stop to grow up because each detail, not only the medicine, the presentation, the service to the customers, really great your job, and to management this quantity of people. This quantity of people really is not easy to management.
Yeah. Thank you so much, and I appreciate for participating in this podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Arum, and I wish this podcast help to the people to understand animals that sometimes we don't have very near, no?
Correct. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.